Hi, this is Laurent Thomas, and in this tutorial, I would like to introduce you the ROI group attribute. So I contributed to this new functionality uh, some times ago, but I always thought video tutorial would be nice, but I never really found the time. So this functionality is available when I checked the release note since about 2 years ago. So you need to have at least this version of ImageJ 152.30. So briefly, to know your version, you can either double click here in this corner. So that's the version we want to know, the version of ImageJ, not this version, which is about Fiji actually. Or you can also go to help about ImageJ, and then you have it here. And if you have anything below this version, you will need to update using this one, update ImageJ, to get the functionalities that I'm showing now. So regional, the group, the ROI group, the idea behind was giving the ability or facilitating annotating different categories of objects with region of interest. And one way to do that, let's say my idea was to associate an integer, a number, to a region of interest to denotate categories. Let's say you would have category 1, 2, 3, and each category then is associated to a color, so we can very easily distinguish them. So that's this category integer, that's what we call it, the group, and each group is associated to a color which is predefined. You cannot change it. Like color group 0 by default will stay to yellow, which is like the no group default, to be like backward compatible. And then color 1, I think, with blue or pink, and so on. So you can find these slides in the new bias collection gateway, sorry, of F1000. And so let me show you then in ImageJ how this is working. So if you double click this rectangle icon, you see the usual setting from before, and from the version of ImageJ I was mentioning, you get now these two lines of group, and by default it's set to 0. But I can increase it. So by 0 you just stay to a yellow region of interest. But then if you change this value, let's say group 1, you can also associate a name to it. Let's say now I want to annotate banana, but maybe for a more biological use case, we call it the control. And now you can annotate a control region of interest, which are in blue now. So group 1 is always blue. Okay. And let's say then I want to continue with group 2, which would be sample, or yeah, sample 1 or condition 1, whatever. And you see now we have color red. So every time I'm pressing T to add it to the region of interest, to the ROI manager. And once we have that, that's quite nice. Like we can see that we have different color for the categories. But more interesting, if we click measure, for each region of interest, we can see actually to which group it's belonging and to what name we associate it to. Okay. So then you can do like easily some category-based measurement and so on. If I select also a given region of interest and I click on properties, I can also change this group ID here, but not the name. So let's say, actually, I didn't mention that, but the group, it's any number between 0 and I think 255, because it's following a 8-bit lookup table basically to assign the colors. And so what I was saying is that when you set to a group, it's associated to a color, and so it will actually overwrite this stroke color, the default stroke color if you have defined one. So you see now for this region of interest 5, I changed the group to 5. Actually, I could have changed maybe to 3. And you see that the color is automatically adjusted. So that's a way then you can dynamically update the group value of your region of interest if you need to. If you want to be a bit faster than every time double clicking this tool, you can also go here below ROI menu, then you see this thing, and you can set default group. So set default group is basically what I was doing before with this rectangle tool, defining what's going to be the group value for the next drawn region of interest. You see now it's black. And if you want to go even faster, you can install this keypad shortcut. And actually now you won't see it, but if I'm pressing now 6 on my number keypad number. So 6, now it's like this kind of light gray. Let's say I press 7. 7 is like this yellow. 8. So now you can very easily, change the default group, then press T, add a new region of interest, another one of this group. Now I'll update to number 9, let's say. Now it's another color. So you can very quickly then change this group attribute, this default group attribute. So actually, if you use one of my plugin set or macro tools, it also have this keyboard by default shortcut. So now if I'm pressing, actually it's even showing on here in this toolbar that is changing to the value that was typed. What else do I want to say? You can also see this default group under option ROI default, which is actually the same than double clicking this rectangle, just so that you know. And so I mentioned before, like you can also associate a category name to the group, so that's optional. So the way to do it again is to double click this one, and for each of them enter the name that you want, and by default it's going to be unnamed if there's nothing defined. Now I can update for number 6, let's say it's going to be test. And actually, when I propose this group and name, I also propose to have a table for this naming, but it was not retained in the pull request. I think just to have something not relying on any external libraries. Anyway, if you install the update site, in this help updates and manage update site, there's one site called ROI group table, and once you install it, it's going to appear here under edit option, actually also under plugins, but just just so that it's appearing the same menu than this ROI default, I also put it here. And this table, so it's taking a bit of time the first time you run it because it's Jython. This table then is just a simpler way to associate a name to your group. So it's starting from group 1, because group 0 by default, as I said, is a no group value, let's say. And then very quickly then you can specify what should be now your group. So I was starting initially with some fruits, so I can go on with some fruits, and with this you can very quickly populate your group names, and even better, you can also share them, because you can import from a file or export to a file, and it's gonna basically save it to a small text file on your disk, so you can share it with colleagues annotating the same groups, for instance. You can always add new groups until 255, and you can also delete some. Actually, it's deleting always from the last row. Last thing I want you to know is that this group thingy is also available for the macro language, and for all the scripting language, it's also available under the ROI and ROI manager class. So you will have in the macro language, you will have this ROI.set group functionalities. So let's say now if I run it, it selected basically the first region of interest and set it to its group to 6. Maybe I can change to a different value so we can see live the change of color. Hopefully, yeah, you see this, you change this guy. The other comments are basically listed under the built-in macro function list, either under ROI, all these one. So set group for the selected ROI, get the group for a region of interest, set this default group when annotating the next region of interest. And there are also some functions under the ROI manager, which are quite nice actually. You can get basically all region of interest belonging to a group. So I can try here, I don't know which one was the most common. Let's say 7. What was 7? Okay, this is group 8. Group 8, and let's say now I want ImageJ to highlight me all region of interest belonging to group 8. So I can use this ROI manager to select group. There you go, and it selected these two ones. So these two ones are group 8. Okay, and you can also set the group for a region of interest that you have selected. So actually you should not confuse it with, there is also ROI.setGroup, which is going to set the group for the currently active region of interest. And this one under ROI manager is going to set the group for the one selected, currently selected. I think that was the difference. It also actually works even if you have multiple selected region of interest. So with this, I think that's all the information I wanted you to know about region of interest. So for the other scripting language, as I say, you can find like similar functionalities under the ROI class and ROI manager class. And so you can make use of it in your own script and macros. And I hope then it's going to help you if you need to do annotation of categories, or if you want to do a quantitative measurement for different categories. Okay, thanks for watching till the end. Bye.